Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Hexabot. Today, we'll cover a skill that seems simple but is extremely important: how to choose the right wrench for your bolt. Picking the wrong size can strip the bolt head, damage your tools, and waste your time. Bolts come in many types, but in terms of sizing, they fall into two main systems: metric and imperial, SAE. Metric, M1.5, M2, M3, M6, M8, M10. Imperial, 1/4 inch, 3/8 inch, 1/2 inch. Identifying the correct system is key before selecting a wrench. There are many wrench types, each with its own advantages. Open-end wrench, quick and convenient, but more prone to slipping. Box-end wrench, better grip, safer for the bolt head. Adjustable wrench, flexible but less precise. Torque wrench, tightens to an exact torque specification. Across flats principle and how to measure, step-by-step plus chart lookup. The size of a wrench or hex key, Allen key, is determined by the across flats, AF principle, the distance between two opposite flat surfaces. If it's an external hex head, measure AF on the outside for selecting a wrench. If it's an internal hex socket, measure AF inside the recess for selecting an Allen key. Step-by-step measurement process. 1. Prepare tools. Digital caliper or mechanical caliper, the bolt or screw you want to measure. Identify where to measure. External hex head bolt. Place the caliper jaws on two opposite flat sides of the head. Do not measure across corners, as it will give an inaccurate reading. Internal hex socket bolt. Place the caliper jaws on two opposite flat sides inside the hex recess. 3. Read the measurement. The value shown is the AF, across flats. Examples: M10 external hex head, measures 17 millimeters AF. Use a 17 millimeter wrench. M10 internal hex socket, measures 8 millimeters AF. Use an 8 millimeter Allen key. Identify the measurement system. If AF is a round number in millimeters, metric system. If AF is in inches, e.g. 0.75 inches, imperial, SAE system. Select the correct tool, wrench. Choose a size equal to the external AF. Example, AF equals 17 millimeters. Use 17 millimeter wrench. AF equals 3/4 inch. Use 3/4 inch wrench. Allen key, choose a size equal to the internal AF. Example, AF equals 5 millimeters. Use 5 millimeter hex key. Tips: take at least 2 to 3 measurements to avoid errors. Don't mix them up. External AF applies to wrenches. Internal AF applies to Allen keys. For the same thread size, M size, wrench and Allen key sizes are completely different. M10 hex head, 17 millimeter wrench. M10 hex socket, 8 millimeter Allen key. I'm going to show you how to read measurements and pick the right tool, all based on the thread diameter, without having to memorize any chart. Step 0. Identify the bolt head type, external hex head. Use a wrench. Internal hex, socket head. Use a hex Allen key. Step 1. Measure the thread diameter, major diameter. With a caliper, measure the outside diameter of the threaded shank. Never measure on the head. Example, reading -9.9-10.0 millimeters arrow round to standard arrow M10. Step 2 determine the standard M size. Compare your measurement to standard sizes 1.5-2, 2.5 to 3 to 4 to 6 to 20 millimeters. Pick the closest M size, e.g. 10.0 millimeters, to M10, 16.0 millimeters, to M16. Step 3. Select the tool based on head type hex head, external. M10 to 17 millimeter wrench, M16 to 24 millimeter wrench hex socket, internal. M10 to 8 millimeter hex key, M16 to 14 millimeter hex key. Step 4. Snug fit check test. Fit the tool. It should be snug with no wobble. If slightly loose, double-check the M size or pick the next closest size per manufacturer's specs. Correct examples. Thread diameter equals 10.0 millimeters. M10 hex head, 17 millimeter wrench hex socket, 8 millimeter hex key thread diameter equals 16.0 millimeters. M16 hex head, 24 millimeter wrench hex socket, 14 millimeter hex key. Tips: don't confuse AF, across flats, with thread diameter. M size comes from the thread M. Tool size pairs may vary slightly by DIN ISO manufacturer. Here we use common workshop sizes for easy recall. For high value or critical parts, always confirm with the data sheet before tightening. When you want to select the correct wrench for a bolt, there's a simple calculation you can use. The formula is wrench size equals the bolt's body diameter multiplied by a factor. In most cases, that factor is 1.7. Let's do an example. If you have an M24 bolt, the body diameter is 24 millimeters. Multiply 24 by 1.7. You get 36 millimeters. That means a 36 millimeter wrench will fit. Now, here's something professionals often know from experience. They can sometimes tell the right wrench size just by looking at the bolt, because the wrench size is usually a fixed amount larger than the bolt's nominal diameter. For example, an M10 bolt usually takes a 17 millimeter wrench. In the Imperial or SAE system, the idea is the same, but the measurements are in inches instead of millimeters. Here are some common metric bolt-to-wrench size pairs. M1.5, 3 millimeter wrench, M2, 4 millimeter wrench, M2.5, 5 millimeter wrench, M3, 5.5 millimeter wrench. Finally, let's decode a marking you might see on a bolt. For example, M10 by 50. M10 means the thread diameter is 10 millimeters. 50 means the bolt length, measured from just under the head to the very end of the threads, is 50 millimeters. Pro tip: if you don't remember the exact wrench size, measure the bolt's diameter, multiply by the factor, or check a size chart. After a while, you'll start recognizing these sizes at a glance. Without a caliper, test fit wrenches from small to large until it fits snugly. Memorize a few common sizes. Avoid using an oversized wrench to prevent slipping. Mixing systems, using millimeter wrench on inch bolts or vice versa. Cheap, worn-out wrenches damaging bolt heads, over-tightening causing bolt breakage or deformation. Choosing the right wrench is not just basic knowledge. It makes your work faster, safer, and protects your tools. Always measure accurately, match the correct system, and use quality wrenches. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss our upcoming technical videos.